Hey everybody, it's Lisa here again. I thought I'd make a video. It's been about a week since I made my last video. It's actually Sunday, so it's a little over a week. And I thought I'd just let you guys know what's been going on here at Disney. It's actually my first day on the job is tonight, and I start at like 6:30 and I go till 1:45 in the morning. Tomorrow I go till 2:30 in the morning. So I thought I'd start with Sunday and kind of explain what's been going on all week with us here in Orlando. So on Sunday we went to church at Celebration Community Church in Celebration, Florida, which is about a 20-minute drive from where we're staying, which is right outside of Orlando. So we're not even really on Disney campus. And the pastor talked on Jesus' trial in Mark 14 and kind of discussed how we all really deserve what we got and Jesus didn't, and he was honest and open and told the judge who he was and what he was there to do, and nobody believed him. They thought he was a blasphemer and they killed him. After church we had women's time, and basically we talked about how we're going to fight for each other this summer, and we broke it down. FIGHT is an acronym for us women and what we're doing this summer. And the first week is F, and we discussed freedom and our freedom that we find in Christ, so that we are not slaves to our own sin. And that was really cool. We got a boxing glove that we're writing the acronym on as we go. So right now the acronym just says FIH because we did I later this week. So that's really cool. They're pink, and I've never seen a pink boxing glove in my life, so I'm pretty sure that's pretty awesome. So that night we had a visit from Mark and his wife. Mark works at crew headquarters, and his wife does as well, and they were here to bless us with their presence and tell us more about what we're doing here this summer and what a great opportunity we really have, because we can meet with people from overseas. And when you normally go on an overseas summer project or overseas mission trip, you work with one nationality, and we are working with over 100. There are over 100 nationalities at Disney World right now, so it's kind of cool to be able to say that we've worked with the entire world, and we've been able to share our faith with the entire world in that way. So that was just really cool. On Monday we spent the afternoon raising support for each other, making phone calls and emailing and Facebooking, and just trying to get everybody to be able to stay here, because if we don't raise our support, well, I'm fully supported, but if the others don't raise their support by the 4th of July, they will be sent home and they won't be able to finish project with us, which is kind of alarming because we all flew down here, we didn't know each other, but by the end of week 1 we're a family, and it's just hard to say that some of our family will be going home. Although the staff will be going home on the 5th of July, so the day after the 4th all the staff are getting on planes and leaving us. So be praying for our safety and our decision making when they're gone, and that we will continue to do what's right in the eyes of God without older adult / staff leadership. So after we did support, we met up with Brad Rex, who is the former vice president of Epcot, and that's part of Disney. That's where the worlds are, if you've never been there. And he discussed how he was able to be a Christian in his work at Epcot. And that was just really cool, because I didn't expect to run into a Christian who was in a high position in Disney. With that too, he said that his second day of work was September 11th, 2001, and he just saw how, God blessed him in the fact that he was able to figure out what he was supposed to do and get the guests out of Disney World safely without anybody getting hurt. and how God has really blessed him through his encounters with other people in the park and his coworkers, and how he's been able to share the gospel with all the coworkers that he had that were acting in the Christmas presentation that they have every year, and he was able to pray for them every year, which was really cool. And apparently they asked him to stop, but the fact that he was able to share that with so many people in such a short period of time that he was working there, he was only there about 11 years. So it was just really cool to see what God was able to do through him, through Disney, the same way that we're here to do things for God through Disney. So that was really cool, and I mean, he wrote a book, and we got that book too, so if you have any questions about it, just let me know. It's about being successful through our walk with Christ. So that was really cool. Tuesday was our first official day as cast members at Disney. We had training, 8 hours of training that started at 7:15 in the morning, so I was up pretty early. But that was really cool because we were taught about everything that happens in Disney and like how Disney magic works, and all the work that goes into making Disney the company that we know and love, and that we've grown up with. And we also found out where we'll be working for the next 8.5 weeks, and I'm happy to say that I will be working in the kitchen at Cosmic Rays in Magic Kingdom, and not sure exactly what that entails yet, but from what I've heard, it's making the baskets of food and washing dishes. We'll see how that goes. So me and my coworkers, that are actually most of the ones that I met are on project with me, but we're given the opportunity to spend the evening together in Magic Kingdom, and this is really important because as we start our work, we won't be able to bond together as a project as much because we'll be on different schedules. Actually, even this morning, two of the girls that I live with had to go to work. They weren't able to go to church because they were at work all day, or all morning, and they got back just as I was getting back from church. And I have to work tonight, so one of the girls took a nap, and one of the girls went to a water park, and I won't see them until tomorrow morning for Bible study, maybe, because we are in separate Bible studies as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how it pans out that we actually get to spend time together. But it also allowed us to see where we would be working and kind of get a lay of the land. The diversity is so amazing, and God is going to do a lot of work there. The soil is good for planting. There is a lot of brokenness in the Disney kingdom, in the workers, that you don't really see when you are there for vacation. But you have to remember that people go to Disney because they want happiness and an escape from reality. And for some people, that's just like the last step. Like, that's the only way they can break out of whatever they're struggling with. And we want that to be the Lord. So it's really cool that we were able to see what impact we really could make for Disney, or for the kingdom of God through Disney. So that was awesome, and I can't wait to see what God's going to do while we're at work. On Wednesday, we went to crew headquarters, which is beautiful. If you want to see pictures, I have some posted on Facebook. And it was just really cool to be able to go there and kind of learn a little more about what crew does internationally, and we were also given the opportunity to pray for a continent and the ministry going on in that continent and all over the world. So that was really cool. And we were given specific prayer requests to pray, and it was just really awesome to see what God was doing in countries that we didn't even realize God was working in, and how he is working. We also saw the different departments of crew, and I didn't even realize that there was like a high school department. Like, there's high school for crew, and I wasn't aware of that, so that was kind of cool. Also, how crew is keeping organizations going, especially crew organizations when there's no staff people there. So that's really cool to see that, like, God is working in places where there is no staff for crew, and it's completely student-led, and they have a person that checks in with them, and that's about all they get on their campus. So it's just really cool to see how God is really working with them. After that, we saw a presentation for the Jesus Film Project, and I wasn't aware that Jesus Film was through Crew. I thought it was a separate missions field. But apparently, Crew is in charge of Jesus Film, and they were showing us how they do the dubbing so that the original is in English, but the mouth moves the same way the language that they're creating moves. So if I was speaking in Russian, the mouth would be saying the American words, but at the same time as the mouth was moving, the Russian dub would be on top of it. And there's also subtitles so that if they can't understand what's being said, they can read it. But a lot of these countries can't read. So, especially the ones in Africa where there is no real book, literature reading that they're learning in tribes. But it was really cool to see that, and they're making over 100 new translations a year, and their goal is to get higher than 100, I think, or 180, I think. But it was really cool to see that was their goal, and that they wanted to reach so many unreached people in a year. On Thursday, I got up really early and went to Disney for my second day of training and got my costume. And it's a chef's costume. If you want to see pictures, I put those up too on Facebook. And I'm really hoping that that means that I'll be cooking for real. But I doubt it, because they have chefs for that. But even putting together sandwiches or washing dishes, I'll be happy with that. And that'll be a really good ministry opportunity, because there are slow times when you're in a kitchen where there's not many things to do, and it'll be a great time to have discussion and share my faith with my other cast members. Yes, we're called cast members. We are not called co-workers. We are not called workers, and we wear a costume. We do not wear a uniform, and that is very much a Disney thing, that we are on set, and we are very much a part of the show when we are at work, and we are not we're not just working for a corporate company. We're working for magic, basically, and Disney magic, and we're there to make the guests, not customers, guests, welcome. So that'll be really, I'm super excited about that. On Friday, we had 4.5 hours of training, and after that we had the afternoon off, which most of us spent catching up with people, talking, and sleeping because we were so exhausted. Around 5, a bunch of us went to Hollywood Studios and rode all the major attractions there. So Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and the Great Movie Ride. And I have to say, I am not a fan of Tower of Terror. I feared for my life, and kind of made me realize that my risks in my faith haven't been as big as I really want them to be, and that taking the risk to do that just kind of showed me how much I need to work on my trust with God. So if you could be praying for my trust in God, that would be great. I know He does amazing things, but sometimes it's hard to remember how amazing God is, and sometimes you want to put Him in a box, and that's not what we're here to do. On Saturday, we had our meetings with our community groups of what we're going to be doing once the staff leave, and I'm in community, which means that I am planning our Wednesday activities, which will include our coworkers, hopefully, and also planning our banquet. We have 2 banquets. We have one in the middle of summer project, and we have one at the end. And the middle one is the night before our staff leave. So we're going to have a big party, and then in the morning it'll just be us, and the staff will be gone, which is ridiculously scary for all of us. And we're definitely going to have to trust God for provision and good leadership in the time that we are just here by ourselves. It's amazing how much God is already doing in our lives, and I can see changes, but I can also see how Satan doesn't like what we're doing here, and he's trying to tear us apart and find the weak places to put his foot in and just do what he wants to do with us. So if you could be praying for that, just unity here on project, and that we won't let Satan get a foothold in what we have going. That would be awesome. He has definitely tried to worm his way in, and there have been problems, and we are not about that, and we really, really, really just want to love God better. So I'm excited to see what God has planned after this week and what we're going to be doing this week, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So thanks for watching. See you later.